No house will sell itself. It's got to have what buyers want and stand out from the crowd.
You have created a masterpiece, you really have.
So I'm giving 3 sellers the chance to get ahead of the game by having a snoop around each other's houses.
Where's the garden?
Where's the garden?
Somebody's there.
Mini gym? No, I like these. The pink.
Today, one house is plain bland,
You need to add a bit of colour and possibly update the kitchen a wee bit.
while the other bedazzles it's so bling.
Oh, I don't even know where to start.
Each seller will get £1,000 and a week
Right, that's it. Come on, show.
to make big improvements.
See, that's more you.
In the hope my buyer will make an offer.
How did they know that was his favourite colour?
Oh, is it really?
It is. He loves lime green.
Oh,
That's
brilliant.
his favourite colour.
The upmarket commuter town of Bromsgrove is just 13 miles outside Birmingham city centre. But house prices here are not rising as quickly as elsewhere in the country, just 6% in the last year, meaning my 3 sellers need all the help they can get as they try to sell to my buyer Isabelle, who is looking for a new start for her and her 2 boys, having split from her husband 2 years ago.
Isabelle, fresh start, new beginnings. You're moving from Dorset up to Bromsgrove.
Yes.
Excited? Nervous?
I am excited, yeah, both. Where I live is lovely, but there's no family around, so I'd like to move up here so that my children could be close to their family.
So describe to me what you want first. What is your dream property?
My dream property would be somewhere 3-4 bedrooms, because obviously I still have people that I know that live down in Dorset, so I'd like a
spare
room
room
for them to come and stay.
Perfect.
And I'd like obviously a room each for me and the 2 boys.
Yep.
And ideally the same similar size, because otherwise they'd just argue.
Oh gosh, yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
You can't have one big bedroom and one small bedroom.
My youngest one's had the smallest bedroom for the last couple of years, and he's not stopped moaning. With a nice garden, ideally. A little bit of outside space would be lovely. Obviously, an ensuite for me would be really nice, because with 2 boys, they spend a lot of time in the toilet.
The thought of having to share a bathroom with boys is just horrific.
Yeah.
Well, I think the best thing to do is crack on with the search. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No time to waste. And to find their ideal 3-bed home with a nice garden, Isabelle has a budget of £240,000. Isabelle is after a fresh start, so she's looking for a property that will suit both her and her 2 boys as soon as possible. I've got 3 houses lined up that could fit the bill, but they could all do with a bit of work before I show them to her. My first seller Jo runs Keep Fit classes as well as a beauty salon. And as partner Andy knows, she's certainly not afraid of putting her personality into the decor.
You like bolder colours.
I like to put a little bit of myself in the room, which always tends to be a little bit of leopard print, which obviously I've got there as well.
And here. And here. The bling continues everywhere except into the garden.
It's a shame. Shame you don't like gardening.
Well, hay fever. Hay fever.
I know, yeah. Hay fever steps in now.
Eyes, nose.
Summertime.
Tarara.
You are a nightmare.
Hay fever sounds like man flu to me. With 4 good-sized bedrooms, there'll be no fights between buyer Isabelle's boys. But this blinging house is quite in your face with its OTT decor. And the neglected garden isn't the asset it should be. It's on the market for a shade under 240 grand. My next sellers are supermarket store manager Brian and his wife Anne-Marie. With 5 kids, all under 9, they need a house as big as their family. But almost a third of it is completely empty.
We bought the house because it had an annex on it for my mother-in-law. And then obviously she didn't move in, so it's kind of an empty space.
Another disused area is the garden, and that's because it's all at the front.
Well, the kids are in the garden, but because it's not fenced off, you can't leave them out there to play, so that's one of the issues why we're moving.
You said it, Anne-Marie, though you don't need to move to sort that problem. My buyer Isabelle is after space, and she'll get that here. But at the moment, this family home is no good for a family, with its disused annex and the garden open to the road. It's up for sale at just under 230 grand. My last seller is legal worker Cheryl, helped by friend Lisa, who she met when she went in search of a bit of enlightenment.
I went to visit Lisa for reading about 6-7 years ago now, and we've been mates
Tarot
ever
reading.
since.
It's obviously a good reading.
She describes herself as a rock chick, but after 12 years, her house remains the colour of sandstone.
It's the colours that the house came in, so over the years I've just gone over it in magnolia.
Because it's neutral, it doesn't really show her character. There was just that spark missing, I think, that colour of what you are.
No, she's right.
There are 3 bedrooms here and the ensuite bathroom my buyer Isabelle dreams of. But Cheryl's bland townhouse lacks personality, and she's not making the best use of some of the spaces. But it is the cheapest of my 3 houses at just under 220 grand. So that's my sellers. Now they all get to check out each other's houses to see what they're up against and take tips on how to improve their own places. And the first house under inspection is Jo and Andy's.
Jo has gone to great lengths to make her house stand out from the crowd, but I think it's safe to say that the decor isn't going to be to everyone's taste. However, if selling your house is about making a lasting impression, then this isn't a bad example, and the other sellers could learn a thing or two about being bold.
It's nice. I like it.
This is nice.
I do like it, actually. It's very colour coordinated.
I'd happily jazz up my living room.
Bringing another colour into yours would spice it up.
Just as long as it's not magnolia, Lisa. This house might be bold inside, but it's a different story outside.
Where's the garden?
Where's the garden? There's a lot of wall all the way around. As you look round, there's more wall almost than garden.
It's got a lot of, was it potential?
Yeah.
It's got potential, all right. Lots of unrealised potential. And upstairs, the 3rd bedroom has everyone baffled.
It feels like foam, but I don't know.
Oh, it's oasis, isn't it? What you put flowers in.
What's this?
This is interesting. Just needs brightening up a little bit. You want to be able to walk in here and fill the space. There's no feng shui going on in here.
Well, there's definitely feng shui next door. The shui bit, at least.
This is nice. Different addition to colours in here. Bit of red, bit of black. Just needs something on the wall, doesn't it?
It's bold, isn't it? It's like... That's that person's personality.
Not my taste. No.
No. Yeah.
Nice size, but I'd probably take away a lot of the clutter.
Full to the brim, and this is the most expensive of the 3 houses at just under £240,000.
3 bedrooms and this here all around that price, I found.
Surprised, yeah. Roughly about, I mean, it's a detached property with a double garage, isn't it?
1 snoop down and some tips taken. On to Brian and Anne-Marie's.
Brian and Anne-Marie have an unusual house. It's got 3 bedrooms and a separate annex, which could make it a good investment. But the extension has been long forgotten, and the garden at the front could be putting families off.
No, I think I'd like to have a back garden. I think it needs to have a bit of privacy.
I was going to say it needs a tidy up, but mine's worse than this. It's absolutely terrible.
You're not wrong there, Jo.
Actually, have a barbecue or something. Yeah. You couldn't really, could you? You'd have everybody wanting a burger, wouldn't you?
At least the kitchen's nice to cook in.
Yeah, that's nice.
Similar size to mine, isn't it? So it's got a modern feel to it. I would like to upgrade my kitchen one day.
The sooner the better, I say, Cheryl. Upstairs, Jo and Andy have mixed opinions on the bedroom.
Yeah, no, this is more the colours that I would normally go for.
I find this boring. This wouldn't have been enough for me, this colour.
It's a bedroom, not a nightclub, Jo, and it does have a walk-in wardrobe.
There's too much stuff in there. But then not that I should be saying there's a lot of stuff, because mine's probably, 4 times as much.
You said it, Jo. Next door, Cheryl and Lisa have found the abandoned annex.
It's strange. Coming into 2 front doors.
Two front doors and another living area, so...
It's been added on, which is lovely, but then it's sort of, it's if the project's come to a standstill.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of work to walk into.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to point that out.
Oh, well, I have.
What about... That's where you go into the hall, that is.
Yeah, I know.
This could obviously benefit from a little bit of paint, paper and TLC.
This house might be the biggest, but it hasn't got the highest price tag at just under £230,000.
I thought it'd be more expensive because of the annex, because you've got that extra living space.
It's a bargain because of the area, but there's too much to do.
Snoop done here. Next, it's Cheryl's townhouse that she's selling with friend Lisa.
This townhouse is immaculately presented, but it's bland, forgettable and in desperate need of some TLC. However, the other sellers could learn how a beautiful garden is an invaluable asset when trying to sell a house.
Well, this is beautiful.
Look at that. Make yourself at home, kid.
Yeah. It's all right here. Yeah, I would like this for my garden.
Jo's clearly impressed, and so are Brian and Anne-Marie.
I'd like our house, but it needs a fence around it like this.
Because the garden's on the side, at the minute it's all open. We haven't got this enclosed thing, ours is quite open.
Back inside, Brian and Anne-Marie are not so inspired by the kitchen.
It's very plain.
I think this is probably a bit dated, isn't it?
But with them being kind of houses that are quite newish, I suppose they've had this from the start, haven't they? So they've not put their own seal on this.
It's clear, it needs a bit of...
And it's also quite small.
Moving on.
I'd put loads of colour in here, I'd put loads of... Like, it'd be lime green when you come in, it'd hit you straight away.
I think she's a problem with yours.
Ah, the penny drops. Upstairs, Brian has found what should be the spare room.
Clutter is my worst nightmare.
Mess.
To me, things need to have a purpose, and this, what is it for?
Somebody's a...
Mini gym, it's a cross trainer, so he doesn't even use the gym.
I'll probably just get very cross on it.
No, I like these. It's the pink.
Up on the top floor of this townhouse, Jo is clearly impressed with the master bedroom.
Oh, God, I'd love this. No more rubbish. I think a little bit of bling would be nice in here, personally, like a bit of...
Oh, that's a surprise.
My thoughts exactly, Andy.
A bit of diamante, that would all be lovely with the purple.
Steady, Jo. At just under $220,000, this house is the cheapest of the three.
Is there?
Oh, right, OK.
God. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I think probably the fact that it's a mid-terrace probably just reflects the price.
For me, yeah, that would. I'd think it was a bit overpriced.
I'm in the smart commuter town of Bromsgrove, just outside Birmingham, helping 3 homeowners do up their houses in the hope they'll clinch a sale. I've given all 3 sellers the chance to snoop around each other's houses. The idea being they'd pick up tips on how to improve their own.
I think my house got a lot to offer, and when you move in, you haven't got a lot of work to do. So I think out of the 3 houses, mine is a better house.
We've got a lot of work to do because of the annex, because the annex is just...
Yeah, just finishing off that area would make a big difference, wouldn't it?
The problem that we've got is the fact that we've got to sort out maybe the garden.
Mine's the most expensive as well, so it's got to look better anyway, because it is the more expensive.
Looks like the pennies just dropped for Jo, but Andy's on the money. That garden needs sorting.
When you looked at your competitors' houses, you learnt the importance of a well-presented garden, didn't you?
Yeah, straight away. But I knew what I was saying. I knew that mine was dreadful back home.
Decent gardeners should probably set you back round about a tenner an hour, and I would think they'd be able to come in here probably in about 5 or 6 hours, de-weed it, cut the grass, chop all the bushes back, and just give it a total spruce up.
What would you do with the wall?
I'm glad you asked me that, because I've got lots of lovely ideas on how we are going to transform this space. Ready?
Yep.
Follow me.
OK.
So, I just want to show you a very handy, quick tip in how you can completely transform walls using a bit of bling and a bit of masonry paint. So give it a coat of paint, and then you can buy these wonderful little mosaic discs. Now, for a packet like this, it's about £3. And you literally stick them on.
Be a nice pair of earrings, I would.
It would, wouldn't it?
But you'll love it, Samira.
So you can spend loads of time out here looking at
What are you
yourself.
painting? Put them on first.
Any reflective surfaces in a garden, make it feel much bigger.
Bigger as well for this funny little song.
It's amazing how you don't think of things like this, isn't it? And it's...
That's why I'm here.
A bit of bling in the back garden won't cost a lot, but it'll go a long way to getting a sale. Next on the list is Jo's son's room.
Was he in charge of decorating this?
Totally this room.
And these are rather interesting. I don't think I've ever seen these on a wall before unless I'm in a recording studio.
There's a reason for these.
Right.
The reason is there's a studio downstairs. So obviously when he had bands in, he used this room so that they could sing. That's why he put these up.
Right.
But then he decided to keep them up because they look quite good.
Suggestion number one is get all of this down and repaint these walls.
Yeah.
Because it's too dark and it's too den.
Oh, they're going to take some covering that colour.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. And I was thinking of wallpaper along those lines.
Quite nice.
That's lovely, yeah.
So it's still quite blokey.
Yeah.
It's quite vintage.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's nice, actually.
Easy.
Beautician.
Transformed.
No problem.
Job's a good one.
I'll go into your bedroom now.
Oh, my.
I know. What do you think when you come in here?
To be fair, when you started, it's fine, but it's like most rooms. It's like when something goes in with a colour, she'll add and add and add.
The first thing that needs to happen is all that enormous mountain of shoes needs to be cleared, because what happens is people will walk into this room, instantly they will think, this room is too small, there is no storage. Talk to me about the shoe chair.
Yeah, well, we saw the shoe chair in abroad a couple of years ago, and I was down the high street and I saw it, and because it's so bling anyway, but it's exactly the same one as we saw
In
abroad,
the shop.
isn't it?
So you bought it and brought it home?
I bought it and brought it home, yeah.
That shoe chair, as interesting and lovely as it is, needs to be moved out of here for now and maybe put in the salon?
Yeah, I'll put it in the
Can you
salon.
do that? Perfect. Colour scheme-wise in here, I am thinking pinks and greys.
Oh, I'm happy with that.
Thank goodness.
I love pink.
Your beloved headboard,
Please.
I'm saying cover it with a grey linen and keep your bling in there, or go for sort of raspberry pink buttons. You've got to tie the whole look in. But for the purposes of selling, white, crisp bed linen. Maybe with like a nice sort of grey throw on it.
What about my tan?
What about your tan?
Yeah, it comes off. White linen's not good for me.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I love the fact that that's the worst thing about this whole process, is that, what about me tan?
I'll do it. It's a challenge, I'll do it.
Now, admittedly, this isn't the most tranquil of locations, but it is a fantastic family home. It's as bold and bubbly as its owner, but I feel that there needs to be a bit of a balance. The leopard print master boudoir needs to be toned down a wee bit, and that barren wasteland of a garden needs to be spruced up.
Yeah, it will definitely be hard work with the 3 rooms. It's quite a challenge, but I think we'll get there. I think you get your dungarees on.
You can help me
Get
out.
yourself sorted. Job's a good one.
That's the spirit, though it's Jo who's wearing the dungarees, and of course they are bright pink. She starts by clearing her son's bedroom.
Fall apart. It has. It really has, But he's certainly like his mother with all the shoes he's got. Mind you, I reckon I've got about 150 pairs.
With the shoes gone, the soundproofing's next.
Look at this, I'm going to have to get this off, ain't I? Oh, thought it was a case of whacking the paint on.
Before putting a much lighter colour on the walls.
Right, let's see how this baby goes on. Ah!
An improvement already. At Brian and Anne-Marie's, it's all about their unusable spaces, the empty annex and the exposed front garden.
I know with the other properties, you learnt the importance of an enclosed garden, didn't you?
Yeah, I like the idea that you could go out the back and it was all enclosed. You haven't got to worry about kids escaping onto roads and dangerous things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people that are going to be buying this property will be families, people that have children.
Yeah.
You've got 5. I'm assuming they never come out here, do they?
They do.
Right.
We have to be out here. You can't just leave them out here because the fence is so low. And
First thing that we need to tackle is the security. Most fence panels you can pick up for around about £20, £30 a panel. And then once you've done that, hire a strimmer, get all of the weeds and all of the nettles and everything else out and cleared.
I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daunted, or do you reckon you can do it?
That's fine.
It's a challenge, but yeah, I think we can do it.
I do like a man who's up for a challenge. On to the annex, which has loads of potential. But at the moment, it's a disused empty shell that's putting buyers off.
I think that this is one of the biggest assets of your house, but as it is at the moment, it is absolutely letting the house down.
We kind of left it as a blank canvas because we thought, along the lines of, you know, somebody would come in and put their own stamp on it, which is kind of...
I think we've already left the house.
Yeah.
What we need to do is finish it. The quickest, cheapest, easiest way in which to transform this space is to use it as a playroom. But I want you to use your imagination in here and think bright, bold and colourful.
It's really important for me to have colour.
Yeah.
Put some colour in there.
Well, that's
do
great.
something different. It's given me some food for thought, hasn't it?
Good. Well, I'm going to give you some more food for thought. This cost round about £20. You need to invest in a staple gun and then get some really lovely, brightly coloured, funky fabric. I think this one is just wonderful. This is about £4 a metre. Get your staple gun, make sure it's kept taut, and there you have a lovely, bright, colourful canvas. The whole point of this room is to make it fun, bright and vibrant.
Yeah.
You up for the challenge?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's quite an ironic house, this. There is so much space in it, but half of it can't be used at the moment. They need to tackle that garden. It has to become a family garden, and they need to transform this annex. They've got 5 kids in tow, though, so I'm not quite sure how easy that whole thing is going to be.
Really want to get cracking on it now, just get it done and see the end result from it, which will be good.
Well, to get to the end, you've got to start. And Brian and Anne-Marie are starting in the garden with a quote for the fencing.
So basically, we need a 5-foot fence around here, all the way around. And then the other thing is it has to be completed by Tuesday at the latest.
I'll do my best. I'll have to work the weekend. My wife's not going to be too happy. Total price for that is $5.90.
Ooh, that's brilliant.
Yeah? Are you happy with that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Really pleased. So when are you going to do it? Just
the only
fit us
chance
in.
I've got to do it is tomorrow.
OK. I could kiss you, but I better not.
OK, all right then.
Next stop is Cheryl's bland townhouse.
Now, ladies, I know from looking at your competitors' houses, you came away knowing that you need to add a bit of colour and possibly update the kitchen a wee bit.
Yeah, mine's a bit bland, really, clinical. My personal style is flamboyant, loads of colours, but my house takes a back seat.
OK.
It needs to come forward now.
We need to bring it out. We need
Bring
to
a bit of
it out.
Cheryl into the house.
Let's Cheryl up this kitchen. Several very easy, inexpensive ways of changing kitchens without having to rip all the units out. And one of them is acrylic splashbacks. There are companies out there that what they will do is they will precision cut acrylic like this. And then they come and fit them on and it just sticks to your existing tiles. Now, for this kitchen, I would say it would probably cost you round about £150, £200. Are any of them standing out?
Yeah. Purple. Purple.
Oh, you like purple? Oh, it's the mystic in you. We can't obviously replace all of the units, but one of the things that you can do is take the doors off and take them to your local car workshop. If you can find someone that sprays cars, they can do kitchens as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that sounds a good idea. Yeah, I think it makes it, you know, more appealable.
Yeah.
That sounds more like you as well.
OK, yes, true.
Great, that'll take years off that kitchen. Next, another bland room with no clear purpose.
What I would like to see in this room is for you to let your colour palette run wild. I'm thinking those lovely bright Caribbean colours like hibiscus flowers and those lovely lime greens and citrusy oranges. But keep it bright, keep it vibrant. Channel your inner self into here. You would be amazed at the amount of people that, unless they see a bed in a room, don't think it's a bedroom. The rooms need to be dressed for the purposes for which they're going to be used.
OK.
So all of this has to go. Get yourself a double bed and push it up against that wall.
Right. We threw the bed in the garage, so it's in the garage.
Oh, brilliant. Get the bed out the garage.
Get it out.
That's sorted. Get the bed out the garage and put all this stuff in the garage. Isn't it funny how such a bright, bubbly, colourful lady lives in such a beige, bland house? And the trouble is, when you own a property like this, on an estate like this, where all the houses are very similar, you have to do something to make your property stand out. I love these two. I think they are going to rise to this challenge, and I can't wait to come back and see what they've done.
Loved her suggestions and using bright colours, trying to liven up my kitchen and bedroom, obviously to make it more appealing, so definitely.
So Cheryl's going bold. Time to find the right colour.
No need to prime or undercoat, quick drying.
Sounds easy.
Lime crush.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought you'd go for something more brighter.
Yeah.
Okay. You've twisted my arm.
Luscious lime.
And that's lime crush.
Oh, see? Luscious. See, that's more you. Luscious lime, more you.
Luscious or crush, I'm loving the lime. In Bromsgrove in the Midlands, my 3 sellers are working hard to revamp their homes in the hopes they'll clinch a sale. They've got £1,000 and just a week. For Beautician Jo, it's all about sprucing up and toning down. In her son's room, the red has gone and a smart wallpaper is going up to create a focal point.
I quite like it. I think with all the bits, it'll be great. I think.
Have some faith. In the master bedroom, Jo has a shoe problem.
D-Day has arrived.
Or should I say, a problem shoe.
She's not letting it go. Right, that's it. Come on, shoe.
She stepped into that one. And it's not just the giant shoe that's got to go.
Why don't I wear them? Or...
Right. You look like someone at a cowboy film with guns.
Best crack that whip then, Andy.
Are we getting rid of them?
Throw them then.
Yeah.
Quickly before I change my mind.
With the room completely clear, they can turn their attention to bringing the decor up to date. I suggested a modern grey, the perfect backdrop for Jo's beloved pink accessories.
Oh, I haven't really got a
Oh,
colour
no,
at
that's
all.
not right.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
it.
no, I don't like it.
Pick that up and put that next to it. That
What up?
looks proper blue.
That?
That. I'm taking it back if it dries like
Yeah,
that.
no, but not right. That's not right.
Are you actually watching paint dry?
What time is it now? Because we can go to the shop and change it.
Quarter to
after an hour.
5.
I'll have to do that. I'm going to go and tip that on the red.
That's a little extreme, Jo. Over at Cheryl's townhouse, she's taken the first steps to turn the gym back into a bedroom with the help of her son, Luke.
Oh, probably the last one. If you get the last one, I think that one's heavy. Yeah, is that heavy? OK. That's it. Not too bad around there. Thought there'd be more dust. I've still got loads of his toys left over. I just don't want to get rid of them. Too nice.
Downstairs, Cheryl hasn't got the money to refit the kitchen.
I would probably get a fitter in. No, it's actually quite fun when you get started.
And my ex-husband taught me one.
But she can make a real difference by getting all 12 doors resprayed at a local garage.
There you have it, one spray-painted door in water-based satin finish.
They might be used to painting cars, but the doors will look brand new, and it only costs 360 quid. Meanwhile, Cheryl is adding even more appeal to the kitchen with blackboard paint, a cheap and easy way to add novelty buyers should like.
Just on the first coat and it's looking really good. I miss DIY.
At Brian and Anne-Marie's, the fence is nearly up, meaning the first thing you see is no longer a garden you can't let the kids play in.
They've worked really hard to get it finished in one day, and it's transformed the garden.
It's transformed the garden.
Inspired, Anne-Marie sets to work upcycling old garden furniture, and the kids make it more playful by decorating logs.
Paint all the woodworm.
Inside, they're taking the first steps to turning the disused annex into a playroom. They've reinstated the doorway, and for £170, the walls are being replastered.
I promised them it will be finished today, so it will be finished today.
Over at Jo's, her bedroom is finally the right shade of grey, meaning she and daughter Lauren can concentrate on the finishing touches, starting with the headboard.
I'm reluctantly covering the headboard. Let's just whack it on, yeah, and then we'll think about the buttons after. Oh, goodbye, headboard.
And hello, pink buttons. This is a cheap and simple way of toning down the black, but still keeping some character in the headboard.
If this falls off now, I'm going to cry. It'll work till Amanda sees it. It'll work till Wednesday.
Don't worry about me, it's a buyer you need to convince. Outside, Jo and Andy have been busy clearing the weeds and overgrowth and are now painting the wall.
Amanda will like that.
Well, with our little bits and bobs, I think it'll be...
No, seriously, Amanda will like that.
We'll see, Andy.
There's that much happening with the garden that when you come in, this is just... The feature isn't going to be the wall now. It's going to be the grass and the stones.
And at a cost of £100, she's having the lawn re-turfed. Over at Cheryl's once-dated townhouse, the freshly painted kitchen doors are going on to give the whole room a lift.
Fantastic job, looks brilliant.
Up in the old gym, Cheryl is taking the first steps to creating that bold bedroom buyers will remember.
I do love the colour. I love it. I think my paint tray is probably thankful for a colour. Sort of magnolia.
That's it, Cheryl. Say farewell to magnolia. At Brian and Anne-Marie's, they're getting arty in the annex. The whole family is pitching in, starting with a mural by Anne-Marie's mother.
A nice white wall is ideal, isn't it, really? It's better than a canvas, actually.
And she's inspired their daughter to design another one by the front door.
Livy, do you think it's going to look good when it's all done?
I think it is, yeah. I think it's going to look good.
And Brian's chosen a rather bright shade of green for the walls.
Loving that colour, it's really good, isn't it?
It's nice. It's just a bit...
Yeah, and the carpet looks pretty bright too.
It's my idea to have red carpet. But Brian picked the green, so it's clashing a bit.
You can say that again. At Jo and Andy's, the hard work's almost done, and they're finishing off a brand new gravelled seating area in the corner of the garden.
But at least I'm in my own bed tonight, because I've been on the sofa for 3 nights.
The garden that was wasted and disused is now a welcoming place to relax. And for just under £400, they've turned it into a major selling point.
This is a different space, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a room. It's another room, isn't it?
Well, it was just so forgotten before, wasn't it?
It actually wasn't a garden, was it? So that was the thing.
Love the colour you've chosen. It's just made it a much more saleable property now.
Before the garden was done, no one came outside in the back garden. And the last 2 days, the kids have been outside sunbathing, and it's been, like, brilliant.
It has made me realise, though, that I should have possibly put more time into the garden, even if I didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Can we get and look at the master bedroom? That's the one I want to see. Come on.
Upstairs, Jo's boudoir was brash, bling and full of clutter. But by clearing it out and toning it down, it's been reclaimed as the smart master bedroom of the house.
It's so pretty. And I love the fact that you've gone all demure as well. Look, even the pink in you. Look at it. It's completely different. Are you proud of the work?
I love it. I'm really, really pleased.
And how's the old white sheets working out? I'm not going to look under there. Are there lots of orange streaks under there or not?
I haven't slept on it yet. I've slept on the sofa for about 4 nights. So tonight's the test. And I'll have a wash before I go in.
Have a wash before you get in.
Let's hope for the best.
Next door, Jo's son's room has gone from bizarre-looking boy cave to a smart double bedroom.
Your son's bedroom, masterpiece. I loved all the colours that you've used in there.
No, he does. He loves it.
I know it's been a really tough 7 days, and I know you're both exhausted, but you have created a masterpiece. You really have.
Over at Cheryl's, they're putting the finishing touches to the bedroom. And in the kitchen, the smart acrylic splashback completes the modern look.
Initially, I was like, oh, purple, but it looks really good. Now it's all been done, especially the 3rd bedroom's all sparkly and new, and hopefully it will appeal to viewers, and hopefully people will like it, because I love it.
Cheryl's bland kitchen was putting buyers off. But by spraying the doors white and adding that bold purple splashback, it's been brought bang up to date for just over £800.
I am gobsmacked with these units because they literally look like different doors, don't they?
They do.
The splashback is just wonderful.
Oh, yeah, it looks...
It's really, really enhanced this kitchen.
Yeah, brightened it up a lot.
I love this as well. So this is just blackboard paint, isn't it?
Yeah,
so you've just masked off an area.
Measured it all up and masked it off and then painted it.
Are you pleased with the results?
I'm pleased, and thinking whoever decides to buy it, they'll have a lovely kitchen.
You've got to move now. You do realise this, don't you?
Upstairs, Cheryl's spare room has gone from a wasted space to what it should be, a well-presented 3rd bedroom that will appeal to that family market.
Now it feels big and it feels like a bedroom, whereas before, because you had so much clutter and gym equipment and all the rest of the paraphernalia in here, you couldn't really see the size of it or what it was.
I'm glad that we went, well, when I picked the colours with you, we did go and you said, yeah, definitely want the brighter green.
It works well in a modern house as well. I think these kind of citrus bright colours in a property of this age and style, it just zings and pings out. But well done, the pair of you. It is fantastic.
Over at Brian and Anne-Marie's, they're adding the finishing touches to the garden.
We've given it that little bit of TLC and giving it that finishing touch, giving it the edge that it needed really to hopefully get the ball rolling. So yeah, it'd be good to get a sale.
What was an abandoned patch of grass has been fenced off and zoned. There's a play area for the kids and somewhere for the adults to kick back and relax. It cost the bulk of the budget at a little over 700 quid, but it's a massive improvement.
Last week, this part of your house I felt was probably the biggest letdown and one of the biggest reasons why it wasn't selling. And now I think it is one of the biggest assets. It's gorgeous.
It's better than what I imagined because it's so secluded now. It's like we've sat out here with the kids already and it's just so nice.
It sort of brought the whole house together now in a way, I feel.
Do you want to leave it now?
Really?
Inside the previously empty annex is now a playroom. And though the colour scheme is a bit OTT and they've not quite finished the work, by opening it up to the main house, a buyer can at least see how this space can be used.
I cannot believe how clever and how fast and how much you've got done. Did you enjoy doing this as a project?
Absolutely loved it. I love art, so for me this was great. And the colours were absolutely brilliant. And then I saw the storage boxes and thought, what a great idea to put them on the wall as a different kind of thing. It's not something you always see, is it? But
You've opened it up as well, so we can come in from the house now and not through the front door. Now, for any family, they can see what it can be used for.
yeah, they can see the potential.
Yeah.
I'm in Bromsgrove near Birmingham, where my 3 sellers are now ready to show off their homes to potential buyers. Jo and Andy have toned down the bling master bedroom and tidied up their neglected garden.
Got 3 nice rooms now, if I call the garden a room, but I have got 3. Well, it is a room now, isn't it? I can go and sit out there.
Cheryl has added colour and style to her bland townhouse.
It's been really exciting and good, and when I eventually move, hopefully my colour coordination will move to my next house.
And Brian and Anne-Marie have taken care of the empty annex and unusable garden.
Giving that challenge to do it in a week kind of forces you to make that change. And it's a change for the better, isn't it?
Big bottle of wine.
All 3 sellers are hoping they've done enough to convince my buyer Isabelle to make an offer. She's looking for a 3-bed house with a good-sized garden, and she's got a budget of £240,000. First on my list is Brian and Anne-Marie's.
Now this is a whopper of a house.
It's a bit like a doctor's surgery.
What it's got is an enormous amount of space, and I think with 2 boys, you might need that doctor's surgery.
That's true.
Let's go have a look.
I hope the inside gets a better diagnosis. The newly renovated annex now has a purpose as a playroom, and it could be the perfect place for Isabelle's 2 growing sons to hang out in.
So this is the annex that we could see from the outside.
Yeah.
The current owners use it as a kids' playroom. There's also there's a shower room and a bedroom.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of space.
Yeah, there's so many rooms.
I mean, do you think the boys would like this space?
Yeah, they'd love it. It'd be a good boys' den.
Perfect. No mums allowed.
Yeah, that's right. No mums would want to be allowed.
Now you're inside the house. What are your impressions?
Yeah, inside the house is much better because, like you say, there's lots of space. There's lots of separate little rooms, like you say, so that we could all have space.
Just through the downstairs hallway is the entrance to the now private garden.
So this is, as you can see, it doesn't have a back garden. It's got a side garden, but it's got this lovely little patio area. There's a real little sun trap there. But size-wise, is this...
Yeah. Practical for the boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play football here a little bit easier.
Make a bit more noise.
Yes.
Sounds promising. And upstairs there's a large bathroom and 3 double bedrooms.
So 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
This would be your bedroom.
The main bedroom.
Yeah, main bedroom. You could put doors up there. So you got a nice big wardrobe. With regards to the price of this one, any idea of how much you think this is?
Because of all the space, I would say 235.
229, 950.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you would have 10 grand left over in your budget to do any cosmetic improvement. Yeah.
Isabelle can clearly see the benefit of all that extra space. On to Jo and Andy's toned-down modern family house.
It's detached and you get a lot of house for your money here.
It's not the prettiest house I've looked at.
Does the road put you off?
Honestly?
Honestly.
It does put me off.
It puts you off. OK, let's get inside and look at the house and see whether the house can win you over.
OK.
First, I want to show Isabelle the revived back garden.
Do you like it? You don't, do you? I can totally tell.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's not doing it for me.
It's not, and that
Sorry,
road
Amanda.
noise, that's absolutely fine.
And also having 2 boys, quite likely to be kicking balls around. That's going to go straight into the windows every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to give it one last crack of the whip. I'm going to show you one of the bedrooms.
OK.
Might change your mind, it might not.
Might do.
I'm an eternal optimist.
Upstairs, the bedrooms are now much calmer and more welcoming, especially Jo's, which is the master.
So the master bedroom. Do you like it?
It's very small.
You do have 4 bedrooms, so you've got lots of space for the boys up here. Price-wise, it is at the top of your budget. It's 239.
No.
950.
I thought this was going to be a lot less.
You win some, you lose some. Should we go and look at something else?
Yeah, thank you.
So it's a no to Jo and Andy's toned-down house. On to Cheryl's revamped townhouse.
So, Isabelle, I know that you have a penchant for townhouses, don't you?
Yes, I do. I like a townhouse.
Now, I understand you've seen this house before.
Yes, I have seen this house before.
Have you been in it, or you just looked at it online?
I have been in it.
OK. Well, we've made some changes to it.
OK.
So should we get inside and see whether you like the changes?
Yes, please.
OK.
Perhaps the new-look kitchen will be her cup of tea.
Yeah, what do you think of it now?
It looks nicer, a bit more airy, I suppose, a bit bigger, actually, because it did look quite small before.
With this, I think it's a decent-sized kitchen. A lot of the time with these modern tall townhouses, they can feel quite narrow and cramped. But if you look, you've got everything that you need here. There's lots of storage back there as well.
Yeah.
This is the sort of style, because I know you were saying that your boys really like modern.
Yeah. They'd probably love it. They would, they'd love it. They think it's really cool. They'd like the purple and stuff, so yeah.
Excellent. OK, should we continue the journey? I want to show you one of, which in my head, I've got it as your 10-year-old son's bedroom.
OK.
Upstairs, this house has its 3rd bedroom back, meaning Isabelle's sons would have a room each.
Ah, now how did they know that was his favourite colour?
Oh, is it really?
It is, he loves lime green.
Oh,
That's
brilliant.
his favourite colour. That could be
See?
a big seller for him.
It's fate. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yes, it's much better as an actual bedroom, isn't it?
In terms of budget, can you remember how much it was?
Was it 219?
Yes. So it's within your budget. Does it feel different? Do you feel different now you've seen it for a second time?
Yes, I think there's more possibilities. It's made me think about, well, the rooms are really good sizes, so maybe there's some things I could do with it.
Absolutely. Lots of things you could do to this one.
So, having seen all 3 houses, are any of my sellers in with a chance?
It's been an interesting day, hasn't it?
Very interesting, actually. I've looked at some properties I might not necessarily have looked at, so it's been really interesting, actually.
Okay. Now, I know that, there were some hits and some misses. One of the, I guess, the biggest miss was the house on the main road. That just didn't cut it from the beginning, did it?
No, it really didn't. No, I just didn't like the main road. It was a very busy road, so a little bit worrying for the children, actually, for crossing the road.
Yeah. Let's talk about the house with the annex. Now, from the outside, you said it looked like a doctor's surgery.
Sorry.
From the inside, lots and lots and lots of space.
Yeah, lots of space. In fact, maybe too much space. There's too many rooms, I think, to clean.
That leaves us with the townhouse. You'd already been to look at it, so going back to see it again, was it a better experience for you? Did you prefer it?
Yes, I did, actually. The kitchen looks a lot nicer.
Will you go back and look at that, or have you discounted it?
I haven't discounted it, so I think I'll go back and speak to the boys and see if they would like to have another look at it, maybe.
Yep.
And then we'll see where we go from there.
I think it's always worth going back to look at a property again. And good luck with the next chapter of your life. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing adventure. And thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
So, Cheryl's brightened-up townhouse is in with a chance of a second viewing.
At least mine was the favourite, Anne. Oh, nice. Definitely been worth it, and I can't believe I actually achieved it doing it on my own. I'm so tired, I should be more excited, should I?
And even without a second viewing, the other sellers are feeling more confident about shifting their homes.
I do think, I think with the changes that have been made now, there's got a much higher chance of selling anyway, so, yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
I'm glad that we did it all, because we've ended up with 2 spaces where the kids can use, and already they want to be out in the garden, and it's lovely.
Isabelle decided not to go back to Cheryl's for a second viewing, but Cheryl's not fazed, as she's accepted another offer for just under the asking price.
I ended up selling the property for £210,000, a matter of weeks after the makeover, so that made a huge difference. I'm very happy, and I'll be even more happy once that dotted line is signed.